Welcome, everyone, to the Thursday, August 14th meeting of the Board of Directors of the Environmental Facilities Corporation. It is 11:34. I'll take a roll call.
Chair Stefanko?
Here.
Director Westerman? Here. Director Leary?
Here.
Director Corcoran?
Here.
Director DeMarquis?
Here.
I note that Directors Zarowski and Krasinski are absent, but you have a quorum.
Great. Excellent. Thank you, MJ. First item of business is approval of the draft minutes from the June 26th meeting. As just mentioned, we will have two, one absent, one abstention who's currently absent anyway. So I'll take a motion and second of that item.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Thank you, Vita.
I'll second.
Thank you, Christine. Any discussion of the minutes from the last meeting? Great. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Unanimous with the two other notes previously mentioned. I have nothing to report. Good to see everyone in them again. Summer is sadly moving along very quickly. Hope everyone's doing well, and moving on to Madam President.
And I, of course, have something to report. One of these days, maybe I won't. So just briefly, we've talked about the 2025 C New York City water deal a bit, but we've actually closed that deal. So I'll just have Emily wrap it up with the final details.
Good morning. So the 2025 C closed on August 5th. We sold $369 million in bonds. It had both new money and a refunding for New York City in it. There was $10.7 million in refunding savings for New York City out of that sale, which actually brings us to a 10-year total of refunding savings of $413 million. So we are doing a very nice job of giving money back to the city after we closed financings with them. The TIC for it was 4.4. The new money portion funded 15 projects, and we estimate the savings for the new money portion to be $149 million over the life of the financing. So successful deal, great work by the team, and we're really happy with the outcome.
Thank you.
Good. We awarded last week the EPG and GIGP grants. There was 20 million total, 17 million for GIGP for 12 projects, and 3.3 million was awarded to 59 EPG projects. The EPG projects, they're 100,000 is given for I&I projects and 50,000 for the rest up to. You have to have a 20% match, and it's obviously based on costs as well. So they ranged from, I think, the smallest grant of 25,000 and then a number in between 25 and 50, and then 100,000 awards. And then the GIGP, the 12 projects, we had 6 of those were water meter projects, including in the town of Jay, we had a $602,000 award for 235 meters. Malone, Village of Malone, $3 million awarded for the installation of 2,477 meters. And then there were some green infrastructure projects. We only had one submission for an energy efficiency project, but that application was incomplete. So that's that for the EPG and GIGP, and Bill will be talking about those programs a little bit too in ID numbers 1 and 2 to get board approval to move forward again with those programs for another round. 60 million, the $60 million that's been made available for green resiliency grants, that application period closes Friday. So actually, I was going to say that's kind of late, but we get everything on the last day anyway. So for all the thousands of people watching our board meeting, make sure you get your green resiliency grant applications in. by 5 PM this Friday. The WIA IMG application period, still open. That's been open for a while, and that 325 million. Those applications are due 5 PM on September 12th. And then I provided yesterday afternoon the announcement, provided the board members the announcement that the draft IUPs for both drinking water and clean water have been posted, as well as a revised clean water SRF hardship policy. And those are posted on the website, and comments will be accepted on those drafts through September 12th. I think that's it.
A lot.
Good stuff.
Busy.
Okay, no committees this month and no unfinished business that I'm aware of, so we'll move right into a pretty modest agenda. ID number 1, please.
Resolution of the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation authorizing the president of the corporation to take necessary actions with respect to the administration of the Green Innovation Grant Program.
XMJ, can I have a motion and a second, please?
I'll
Thanks,
motion.
James.
Second.
Francis, thank you. Bill Brazell will present.
All right, thank you. Good morning. Before the board today, we have a resolution to authorize another round of GIGP funding. This will be the 17th round of GIGP funding. GIGP encourages communities to undertake projects that more naturally handle stormwater or to help them conserve energy or water. Majority of the funding has been provided for green infrastructure, also provided funding for water efficiency projects and energy efficiency projects. To date, we've awarded through GIGP $246 million in grants to 266 projects around the state. We're planning to offer another 15 million as discussed in the draft 2026 IUP. As Maureen had mentioned, we awarded the 2025 round of GIGP projects last week, including water meter projects. There was also some green infrastructure projects such as the city of Lockport, where green infrastructure will help them reduce combined sewer overflows. And then New York City Department of Parks and Recreation, that's going to use a $1.3 million grant to provide funding for a $10 million Park Bridge South expansion project that will help revitalize the South Bronx waterfront. Any questions about the GIGP program?
I wanted to mention, we announced 17 million instead of just the 15 million for the GIGP projects in the last round, because, if we get money back or whatever, we've spoken to that issue before, is that we will then use that money for projects in a prior round. Same thing with the 3.3 million for the 59 projects for EPG, is that, we'll say we'll use 3 million, but if we have extra money, we'll put it in for a future round.
Oh, thanks for that reminder.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other discussion or questions? Great. All those in favor of ID number 1? Aye.
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 Unanimous. ID number 2.
Resolution of the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation authorizing the president of the corporation to take necessary actions with respect to the administration of the Engineering Planning Grant Program.
Can I have a motion and a second, please?
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Christine and Vita, thank you. Bill will present again.
All right, thank you. We're asking the board to authorize a 14th round of engineering planning grants. To date, we've awarded over $32 million to municipalities across the state. Many times a community, especially smaller communities, need assistance to help fund an engineering report. One of the examples from last week's awards, the Village of St. Johnsville in Montgomery County, small community of under 2,000 people, but they have they have an I&I issue. Many times we think of inflow and infiltration issues as affecting the larger cities, but St. Johnsville and other small communities, they may not have the means to do an engineering report. And they do have issues with I&I. So these reports can then be used to list a project for funding with EFC or to apply for grants from us or other funding agency. So far, we've closed financings with 240 communities for projects that were EPG recipients. And later in the meeting, I'll be presenting 11 clean water projects. 6 of them are EPG recipients from previous rounds. Are there any questions on the EPG program?
I don't have any questions, but I always like this program, and those stats just show you the success it's had in our queue. It's great.
Great. Thanks, Vita. Okay, all those in favor of ID number 2?
Aye.
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 Unanimous. ID number 3.
A resolution of the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation making certain determinations and authorizing certain actions in connection with the Drinking Water State Revolving Fund and authorizing financial assistance payments to certain municipalities to fund eligible drinking water projects from funds appropriated for water infrastructure improvement projects.
Thanks, MJ. Could I have a motion and a second, please?
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, Francis.
Second.
James, thank you for the second. Dave Phillips will be presenting.
Okay, thank you. There are 18 drinking water projects before the board today. First one is for the village of Akron in Erie County. The project will receive IJA GS grant and interest-free financing. The work includes upgrades for the existing 750,000 gallon Crittenden Road storage tank. It includes installation of a new total trihalomethane removal system to address an exceedance cited by the Erie County Department of Health. It also will include replacement of the interior and exterior coatings, which are both lead-based. And it will also include some structural repairs, roof access, a new roof access point, a new riser manway, a new ladder, and a new overflow pipe. The next project is for the village of Brownville in Jefferson County. The financing includes IJA GS grant and interest-free, a WIA grant, and DWSRF market rate and interest-free financing. The village's system is over 100 years old and mostly original infrastructure. This project includes replacement of the existing aged storage tank with a new 500,000 gallon tank. It includes replacement of the entire distribution system, which is approximately 28,000 linear feet of water mains that are subject to frequent breaks. And it also includes installation of variable frequency drives for their existing wells to enable the well pumps to run more efficiently. Next is the village of Cassadaga in Chautauqua County. This includes a WIA grant, IIJA GS interest-free financing, and DWSRF market rate and interest-free financing. This project will address a violation of the New York State Sanitary Code for lack of source water capacity. This was caused by the village removing a well from service that had elevated iron and methane. So this project will prioritize developing a new well source to replace the lost well. But if they're unsuccessful at developing new groundwater source, then they will add treatment to remove the iron and methane from the existing well. The project also includes replacement of 20,000 linear feet of aged water main, as well as hydrants, valves, and meters. Next project is for the town of Castile in Wyoming County. This is for a WIA grant, a DWSRF grant, and DWSRF interest-free financing. The project is for improvements for the Gardeau Water District. The work includes replacement of 20,000 linear feet of aged water main and hydrants and valves and appurtenances. It also includes extension of the water district to formally include and properly serve 17 currently served but out of district users. They're currently served illegally and they were connected without DOH approval. And they're served by an undersized pipe that's not suitable for potable water. Next project is for the town of East Fishkill in Dutchess County. This is for a WIA grant. The project includes installation of a new ion exchange system to remove PFAS at the Hopewell Hamlet Water District. It includes installation of a new well at the Beekman well field, and also includes new interconnections of several of the town's existing water districts. So this project overall will address source capacity and PFAS issues throughout the town. Next is for the town of Ellicott in Chautauqua County. This is for a WIA grant and a DWSRF interest-free financing. The work includes extension of public water to serve 635 residents and commercial properties and agricultural properties in the Fluvanna area. The existing population currently uses private wells with poor water quality and inadequate quantity, and 40% of those wells have tested positive for bacteriological contamination. Next is the town of Esperance in Schoharie County. This is an amendment. The amendments for a cost increase and a time extension, which are both needed to complete water main and valve replacement work under contract 6. Next is the town of Hempstead in Nassau County. This is for a WIA EC grant. The project is for a new advanced oxidation process, treatment system, and GAC treatment system to remove 1,4-dioxane and volatile organic compounds from the East Meadow Water District, wells number 5 and 11. The next project is for the village of Mineola in Nassau County. This is for a WIA grant. The project is for installation of a new GAC treatment system to remove PFOA and PFOS from existing well number 6. Next is the village of Newark in Wayne County. This is an amendment to an existing financing. This includes a funding increase and a time extension. The project was for a new 4 million gallon concrete storage tank to replace the aged existing Allerton Hill Reservoir, which is 70 plus years old and is an uncovered finished reservoir. The amendment is necessary due to higher than expected bid prices. The next project is for the city of Oneida in Madison County. This is for a WIA grant. This project is for improvements to the Glenmore Dam Reservoir site, which is the city's drinking water source. And the work includes replacement of intake valves and screens, reconstruction of the gatehouse structure, site security improvements, and comprehensive structural rehabilitation of the Glenmore Dam, which is over 100 years old. The next project is for the town of Postenkill in Rensselaer County. This is for a WIA grant and an IJA EC grant. The project is for formation of the town of Postenkill Water District number 2, and work includes installation of 36,000 linear feet of water main and appurtenances along Route 66, Richards Lake Road and Vosburg Road, as well as a new 200,000 gallon storage tank. This project will provide public water to 200 residential and commercial properties in the Averill Park Algonquin Middle School that are currently affected by PFAS contamination. Next is the Port Washington Water District in Nassau County. This is for a WIA grant, and it's a new GAC treatment system to remove PFOA and PFOS from Sandy Hollow wells 1 and 2. Next is the town of Riverhead, Suffolk County. This is for a WIA EC grant, and the project is for a new GAC treatment system to remove PFAS at plant number 5. Next project is the village of Rouse's Point in Clinton County. This is for a WIA grant and DWSRF market rate and and interest-free financing. The project is for a new treatment plant to replace the existing outdated plant. The work includes a new 1 million gallon per day membrane filtration system, new raw water pumping station, and new system controls. Next project is for the village of Turin in Lewis County. This is for an IJA GS grant and DEWSRF interest-free financing. This is a project that includes comprehensive system upgrades. The work includes replacement of 17,000 linear feet of water main and appurtenances in sections containing aged and undersized mains. It includes replacement of the existing deteriorated and aged storage tank with a new 200,000 gallon tank. It also includes extension of public water to serve 20 existing homes that are currently on inadequate private wells. It includes development of additional groundwater source capacity to address a violation of the New York State Sanitary Code. And it includes a new green sand filtration system that includes piping and chemical feed pumps at their existing water treatment plant. The next project is for the village of Waterloo in Seneca County. This is a long-term interest-free financing. So this project included upgrades to the village's existing surface water treatment plant. It included a building expansion and new pressure filters and GAC treatment. It also included a new 1 million gallon storage tank to replace an aged tank. And it included new interconnections with the town of Seneca Falls for redundancy. Finally, the last project is for the town of Westfield in Chautauqua County. This is for a WIA grant. This is for the new New York State Route 5 Water District Number 2. Includes installation of 23,000 linear feet of water main, new chlorine booster station, as well as hydrants, valves, and meters. And this new district will provide public water to 64 residential, commercial, and agricultural properties that are currently using inadequate private wells. Any questions on any of those?
Yeah,
A lot going on.
Just a quick, oh, sorry, Vita.
go ahead, James.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, for, as opposed to Ellicott and Poston Kill where we're doing meters, I know we've talked about that before, is on Rouse's Point, is the reason for the no meter because the project scope is so focused on the water treatment plant itself rather than the district?
Yes, that's correct. It's just a treatment plant replacement project.
Okay, great,
Yeah.
thanks.
Did you have something?
Yeah, thank you. Just quickly on the, wait, I lost it. Hold on, sorry. On the first one, Akron, trihalometane. Gosh, I haven't come across that one. Can you just tell me what that's from?
It's a disinfection byproduct. So typically you see like when chlorine reacts with surface water, organics in surface water, they form disinfection byproducts. That's a term we typically use because it covers a larger family of chemicals. So total trihalomethanes and haloacidic acids are the common ones we see that are regulated by New York State and the federal regulations. They actually have MCLs.
After all those, I'm like, wow, I couldn't recall that one. And then just quickly on Casadaga. So they're going to try, are they going to install that new well? Like what was the decision? Let's try a new well because the methane and iron is, I mean, I would think iron would be in that area. Just curious, like we're going to try another well, but we're probably going to put in a treatment system. So the funding includes the cost of both a new well and then the treatment system, or the treatment system, and then they're going to come back for I mean, the new well, but then they're gonna come back for a treatment system, like,
Hmm.
what's that
Well,
decision tree?
They're gonna do preliminary groundwater investigations to see if they can find a new well that doesn't have the contaminants in it. If they can't, then they'll kind of pivot and they'll install treatment on the existing well that they have. So they're not gonna install a full new well.
Okay.
They're just gonna do some testing. It's, it's just.
So it's an
part of the groundwater.
investigation, but
Yeah.
the funding includes, treatment system on the existing well is what the funding is really cost for, yeah?
In this situations, we try to put the higher cost, which
Yeah.
is usually the treatment option, and then hopefully it comes in lower.
Right,
Or maybe not, but
okay, that's, just wanted to go through that decision tree. Great, thank you.
welcome.
Dave, what were the Mineola numbers? The project costs and the grant loan amount?
The $5 million WIA grant and that's it. It's a grant only. The rest is covered by the muni, 4.366 million.
So about $10 million project?
9.36 million.
Yeah,
That was round up.
yeah.
Good, thanks. Anything else?
No.
All right, thanks, Dave. All those in favor of ID number 3? Aye.
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 Unanimous. ID number 4.
A resolution of the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation making certain determinations and authorizing certain actions in connection with the Clean Water State Revolving Fund and authorizing financial assistance payments to certain municipalities to fund eligible clean water projects from funds appropriated for clean water infrastructure projects.
MJ, can I have a motion and a second, please?
I'll make a motion.
Thanks, Vita. James, thank you. Bill, back again.
All right, 11 clean water projects before the board today. I'll start with a short-term financing for the town of Dannemora in Clinton County. This is for the town's Lion Mountain Sewer District. It's a small 70,000 gallon per day treatment plant. Several components are beyond their useful life and require replacement or rehabilitation. Additionally, the town is required to implement seasonal disinfection at the treatment plant. They have both a WIA grant and IG grants for this project. Construction began this past spring and is expected to be completed in early 2027. Next, we have a grant only for the village of Endicott in Broome County. Endicott has a 10 million gallon per day treatment plant that serves the village as well as parts of the towns of Union and Vestal, Binghamton Airport, and accepts effluent or leachate from the Broome County landfill. Their average daily flow is nearing 95% of their design flow, which triggers a requirement to develop a flow management plan. They did an inflow and infiltration study in 2020 that identified 2 areas, one in Endicott, one in Vestal, as high priority. Vestal's taking care of their issues on their own. The village of Endicott is proposing work in the sewer system that will include installation of nearly 3,100 linear feet of cured in place pipeliner, rehabilitation of 82 manholes, and replacement of about 300 feet of sanitary sewer and 7 spot repairs. This is expected to address I&I issues in that high priority area. This project had an engineering planning grant from 2020. Construction is expected to start next January and be complete by the end of 2026. Next, we have a short-term financing for the village of Geneseo in Livingston County. The village's collection system is in place, is over 100 years old and has high inflow and infiltration during wet weather events. They plan to replace approximately 3,380 linear feet of existing sewers, replace 11 brick manholes with precast manholes, and replace the laterals along 2nd Street and Oak Street. This project also has WIA and IJA grants. Construction is expected to start later this fall and be complete in the spring of 2026. Next, we have a short-term financing for the town of Hounsfield in Jefferson County. Hounsfield forms sewer district number 1 to serve the Watertown International Airport and will connect their sewer district to the village of Brownville's 650,000 gallon per day sewer treatment plant. This project will include the installation of nearly 13,000 linear feet of 3-inch diameter force main that will convey wastewater from the airport to the village of Brownville. At the same time, they're installing the 3-inch force main. They're going to install a parallel 6-inch force main so that they can handle flows when development increases in the future. This project was awarded an engineering planning grant from 2014. Construction started last May and is expected to be complete around the end of this year or early 2026. We then have a short-term financing for the village of Lake Placid in Essex County, includes both WIA and IJA grants. Lake Placid has a 2.5 million gallon per day treatment plant that serves the village and portions of the town of North Elba. The plant has components that are nearing the end of their useful life, and this financing will fund the rehabilitation of buildings and components of the wastewater treatment plant. Construction is expected to start next summer and be complete by the end of 2027. Next, we have 2 grant onlys for Monroe County. The first is at the 135 million gallon per day Frank E. Van Laer treatment plant in the city of Rochester. The county has a consent order from DEC to address permit exceedances for total suspended solids, BOD, and phosphorus. Correcting these issues will require improvements to their aeration system and the clarifiers. The aeration systems are being funded in a separate project through EFC. The clarifier work is the subject of this project. The county did some test work on one of their 6 clarifiers a few years ago, and with the success of that, they're going to use this funding to modify the other 5 clarifiers in order to address the consent order. Work started in 2023 and is expected to be complete later this year. The other grant only for Monroe County will address issues with the Joseph Wilson sanitary trunk sewer located on the east bank of the Genesee River. The trunk sewer ranges in size from 24 to 30 inches, and due to high flows beyond its capacity, has experienced some sanitary sewer overflows. Additionally, there's growth anticipated within the sewer shed of this trunk sewer. In an effort to eliminate the sanitary sewer overflows, this project will divert flows from the Joseph Wilson trunk sewer to a new 1.26 MGD Genesee Valley pump station that will just take some of the pressure off of this trunk sewer, send it to a different pump station and force main. The project will include installation of over 1,500 feet of 18-inch force main as part of the diversion. This project was supported with an engineering planning grant from 2020. Construction started in December of 2024 and is expected to be complete in the winter of 2026. Then we have a long-term financing for the village of Newark in Wayne County. This project was for disinfection improvements at the treatment plant. They installed UV disinfection at the village's treatment plant. This project had an engineering planning grant from 2019. They had project included an IJA grant from EFC as well. Construction started in 2023 and was completed last fall. Next, we have a grant only for the town of Newburgh. This is for improvements to the town's Crossroads Consolidated Sewer District. the town doesn't have their own treatment plant. They convey wastewater to the city of Newburgh for treatment. There's a history of sanitary sewer overflows in the town collection system that resulted in an order on consent from DEC. Proposed project includes the construction of approximately 1,500 linear feet of new sanitary sewer and lining of nearly 20,000 linear feet of sewer throughout the Meadow Hill sewer service areas. They're also going to install 14 new manholes. Project was supported with an engineering planning grant from 2020. Construction is expected to start this fall and be complete in the summer of 2026. Next, we have a long-term financing for the village of Perry in Wyoming County. Perry has a 1.5 million gallon per day treatment plant and collection system. This project involved critical repairs to the treatment plant, including new headworks, anaerobic digesters, and a new UV disinfection system. Additionally, they expanded the permitted flow of the treatment plant from 0.97 to 1.5 million gallons per day. Made additional improvements to the plant in order to accept that additional flow. This project had an engineering planning grant from back in 2013. Construction began in 2021 and was completed in September of 2024. And finally, we have a short-term financing for the village of St. Johnsville in Montgomery County. St. Johnsville's 2 million gallon per day treatment plant was built in 1971. It's adjacent to the Mohawk River, and certain critical equipment is currently located below the 100-year flood elevation. This project will enhance the plant's reliability and resiliency. They're going to build a new headworks building and make improvements to the aeration system, secondary clarifiers, and solids handling. To enhance resiliency of the plant and to comply with current design standards, all new equipment will be installed at least 2 or 3 feet above the 100-year flood elevation. This project has both a WIA and IJIC grant. Construction is expected to start in the fall of 2026 and be completed in the summer of 2027. Are there any questions?
No.
Thanks, Phil. Appreciate the through presentations. Good.
And 6 of those projects of the 11.
6 of the 11 EPGs.
Yeah.
Helps projects go.
It does.
Okay. All those in favor of ID number 4? Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.
It's good.
Okay. Any new business? All right, smiling faces. Thank you. Next meeting, Thursday, September 18th at 11:30 a.m. I will take a call, a motion, and a second for adjournment.
So moved.
Thank you, Francis.
Second.
Yeah, thank you. All those in favor of adjournment? Aye.
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 Unanimous. Thank you all.
See you in September.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you soon.